Hello, Rollers. I'm Lady TrenettWilson. Happy Father's Day to everyone. I wanted to go live. This is something I've been wanting to talk about, and I went live just a few weeks ago, so I wanted to kind of do a Sunday culture wrap up. And this wrap up is so important because we see some things moving in the culture that I wanted to talk about and wrap up. So, hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining me on this beautiful Father's Day. I already cooked for Honey, and Honey has to work tonight. So that's why I had a little time before my week had to get started. As you know, I am an etiquette consultant, and I've been working really hard, and I haven't been able to always go live. But today I'm live because I wanted to come and give you the news. A lot of times they say that the Black community has no buying power, that we have no financial power. Well, I'm here to tell you and give you some results of what's happening within a society because our culture has decided to step back on some things. So I'm really excited about that. Hello, Rollers. Welcome, everybody. I just wanted to come by. Happy Father's Day for any daddies in the chat. I just wanted to come by y'all and give you all an update on what's going on with Essence and some other stuff that's going on in the culture. Previously, I said that a lot of times they say, oh, we as a Black culture, we have no money, we have no movement, our boycotts don't work. But I'm here to tell you right now, our boycotts are working, and us demanding respect within the marketplace is working. So let me give you a little wrap up. So let's begin. I'm going to talk about Essence, but I also want to begin. Hello. Hi, Lonnie. Hi, everybody. I'm so glad to see everybody. Y'all, thank you all. I know it's Father's Day. It's a big day for most people. We did Father's Day early. I had a little time this evening, and I wanted to come by and just talk about this. So, number one, as you know, a couple of weeks ago, there was an Asian man who was acquitted after he unalived a young Black guy. Now, the details of the case are, it's a lot. Some say that the man had a pow pow who was trying to steal the water. Some say he didn't. No matter what the situation may have been, this is what's happened. The Asian man was pretty much let off. Yeah, it wasn't pretty much. He was let off. He was found not guilty. Now, what do we see as a result of this? Well, there were some ugly things going on, like people ordering a whole bunch of food from the Asian restaurants and not picking it up. So we saw that. They had a little bit of that going on. But what we didn't see was violence or anything. We moved way more stealthily this time within the Black community. Y'all, I think we're learning. Put a like down below. Are we learning how to navigate this system now? Because what we learned was we stayed out of the nail shops and we stayed out of the hair stores. Now, women have decided if I have to go natural all year long, that's exactly what I'm going to do before I get disrespected in these stores anymore. So we see that happening. It's having effect, and I am so happy to know and see us for at least a little while standing together. Y'all, it's working. It's working. Give ourselves a hand clap on that because I truly do believe in order for us to be respected, we're going to have to move our financial power around. And let me say it. I know we don't do it individually, but as a group collectively, we can get in the room. And with this discussion, we were able to get in the room. Put your comments down below. Now, if you all, I'm just so excited about this because we're talking about the boycotts and how Black people are moving financials around. A lot of times they say we don't have any money, and if we boycott this or we boycott that, it's not going to matter. But it is mattering. It's mattering in those Asian stores and those nail shops. It's mattering where it counts. So we're going to have to actually look out for our sisters and brothers who do nails in our city, who do the hair in our city. So if you know somebody down in your city who does hair or nails, who are part of the Black culture, please let us know so that we can go over there and use them instead of using other people. Now, let me also say this, however, when we go, we don't want to have to smell chicken cooking or you and your boyfriend fighting or you having to babysit you and your sister's kids, because that has been part of our downfall in this area. Every time we start taking up, that is what happens. We need land. We need to buy land because that's power. I completely agree, and that was from Lonnie. Lonnie, I completely agree. We do need land. We do need land. We have to own some things. But in the meantime and in between time, if we can take our black dollars and put it in other places and support black businesses, maybe we can start affording those lands. And, it makes me think of, in the black community, we can't be feeding off each other and hurting each other in this area. We have to take care of each other, because as we get into this essence discussion, you will see we have the power. And one thing that we don't mess with here in our culture is our culture and our history. You can't just come in here from anywhere and take our culture over. And we see things like that happening within our act, like in our institutions. So one institution, let me button up this with the hair and the nails thing. Put a like down below. Also, if you have a nail company, a barbershop place, or if you do hair, put it down below. We want to support you. We want to be able to support you, but you got to do good business. Would y'all agree? Would you put it like down below? You have to do good business, because that has been really our downfall, is doing bad business. I don't want to have to deal with fighting your dog and your cat and your mouse and whatever else you got going on at your house. Rent a little place for a couple of hours while you do the nails or while you do the hair. I know we don't have the resources. Not everyone has the resources to be able to have a big shop. But if you have anything, treat us like something. So that's what I want to say there. So that's button up. Now let's move on to the Essence Festival, y'all. Listen, y'all. So last year, let me take you back. So last year, the Essence Festival was held, of course, in New Orleans. Now, they have been bought, the Essence magazine has been bought by an African man, and most of the leadership was African or Caribbean, or not from the FBA. Okay, they weren't foundational Black Americans or ADOSs, right? So they took over Essence. Now, they didn't really want to hear from American Blacks' perspective. And then they wanted to have competitions over jollof rice or jambalaya. You in New Orleans. What are we talking about here? So they came in and wanted to introduce more of the Caribbean, African diaspora into the whole New Orleans Essence Festival. Well, as you can imagine, it did not go well. It did not go well. They were pretty much excoriated across all the social media platforms, including mine. I'm gonna leave a link down below during my discussion of that. And you saw vendors not being treated, local vendors not being treated fairly in that situation. So why does this happen? Well, I believe when you are from other countries and you come in, you look at us. I don't care if it's black, white, whatever, as green. So we all look green to them, y'all. Would you put it like down below? Would you tell me what you think about that? Are we all green? And Annoyed Clover says not just people not just people in general. Yes, yes, yes. The NAACP needs to create a list of black y'all, a list of black owned businesses. Doesn't that make sense? Doesn't that make sense? Okay, you know what? Okay, so since the NAACP won't do it, y'all know the NAACP wasn't founded by black people. There were a few, but they all looked, you couldn't tell they were black. So that is a way of controlling the black community, in my opinion. Look at the candidates that they endorse. They never endorse people who are for us. They endorse people who are either their friends or in their pocket, is something behind closed doors. But benefiting the black culture, you tell me what has it benefited after the civil rights movement? So I'm very concerned that they don't have something like this. So if I'm thinking, okay, this is what we're going to do. If you have an organization, you put it down below. I'm going to start listing that on my post for Royal Black and Elite. So that way it'll be a directory of all these different things so that we know where you are. Okay. So if they won't do it, we need to do it, y'all. We can't wait on other people to do stuff for us. As you can see, that won't happen. They are not going to do it for us. So let's get back into this Essence discussion. So here we are, y'all. And Essence, as you know, has always been black owned. It was owned by a group of men and then they sold it. And it was kind of like a lifestyle, business, women's magazine, that kind of thing, right? So it was that type of magazine when it first came out. I remember. Do you all put it down below? Do y'all remember seeing Essence on the newsstand when you would walk out of the grocery store, and Ebony and Jet? All the blackness was there. It was beautiful at the highest level, and so I was so excited to see us in that light, right? So we were doing it, right? We had good articles and we would always be uplifted. But over time, as ownership began to change hands, stories began to be more about this broader blackness, right? This broader Caribbean and African and Americans that it is all except Black Americans. And even if you look, even at the top movies and the top actors right now, they're all Black men, but they're British actors. They're not even American actors. Idris Elba is not. He just got knighted by the king, so he is not an American Black man. So many of them, so they're not from our country, but yet because they wear our mask, somebody talk to me. This mask that we wear, that as long as you have this mask on, we as a community, or at least that's what they're hoping, that we are rah 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 rah. So as the ownership changed hands, we saw the mask, but we didn't truly see the culture behind the mask. So that's what I'm talking about. We must begin to look a little deeper. Just because somebody say I'm Black doesn't mean all skin folk are kinfolk. That means it doesn't matter what color they are. Not all Black people are for you. They're just not, y'all. And it hurts my heart to say it. As a historian, I often have to read stories and go back into history. Y'all, we can do some dirty things to one another as a race of people. And so they use people. I just did, we'll do a video. It'll be going up tomorrow on a guy named Step and Fetch It. Now, y'all listen. Step and Fetch It was the first Black actor who was a millionaire. Now, why would a man named Step and Fetchit be the first Black millionaire actor? He was born in 1902, and his whole job was to play that role. Now, guess what? He was Jamaican. He was not from America. So it was easy for him to step in a role called Step and Fetchit, teasing the slavery experience and the lack of education that he saw within the Black community. And so is that why it's so easy for other cultures to come in and steal what we're doing? I mean, literally, those people came in, took over Essence, and kicked the Black people, local Black people out, and began to replace them and tell this whole different story. Now, people will say, what is Black culture? You all, we have moved from slavery to civil rights, to the Civil War, to the Harlem Renaissance, to Black business districts growing all over the country. We have a rich Black history. So when people stepped into the Essence Festival last year and did not see that Blackness on display, that beautiful history that we have lived through and have built, because see, can't nobody come in here and say they built anything Black except us, because our ancestors are the ones who built this country and who fought for this country in the courtroom, on the war arena, in homes, everywhere, uneducated, families divided, all of that. But yet we still overcome. That's why I don't let anybody tell me that we are beneath, because we are not. We as a people are overcomers. That's why I named my book Royal Black and Elite. That's why I named my channel Royal Black and Elite, because what I did is I looked through history. And as I looked through history, I found out I had been lied to. I had been told we were nothing. And that's what they're trying to tell us today, y'all. That is what they're trying to tell. We don't have no financial power. They don't have no anything. We don't have anything. But yet we do. We have it all because we have a history of it. So I feel and I know that Royal Black and Elite is important, because if we don't tell our story, you all, our story is not going to be told in a proper light. And so, because of that, And somebody said, M Fantastic said, check your attitude. I have a beautiful attitude. I believe this is the attitude that has made us be able to elevate within our community. See, we've been sitting back letting other people talk about us, talk to us, talk for us, instead of telling our own stories. And that's why I choose to tell our stories here on Royal Black in Elite. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. That's uh, Petri Kitty, I think it says, we are the creators. Yes, we are creative. There's so many benefits to us, but oftentimes the media tells a different story. So others who come here believe that's our culture of robbing, stealing, and hurting others. And that's why it's important for us to tell our stories. But not only that, when people do come in contact with us in real life, don't be the stereotype. Because these stories didn't come out of nowhere, y'all. We do have some within our community who don't represent us as well as we would like. Let me just put it like that. So with that said, when we looked at Essence and what they did, they pretty much moved American Black experiences out and painted a broader picture of Blackness. Now, let me say this. Y'all, we as Black people, our ancestors in history began in Africa. Now, I don't care if you were born in Georgia and if your granddaddy was from North Carolina and you've never been to Africa. That's fine. If you have this skin tone, your ancestry 400 years ago began in Africa. So I don't think it's anything wrong with knowing where the foundation of who we were and who we are started. What the problem is to negate what happened to us when we came here and the elevation that we went through and how we built ourselves as a community with no guidance and no direction from the continent. Because remember, in the continent, we was getting sold by our fellow brothers and sisters. So that's the whole step and fetch it. Y'all, I can't wait to tell this story. I'm seeing this prototype of this person who's over and over again coming to be an op in the Black community. And so we have to fight against that. And we have to push against that. And that's exactly what happened. So Essence Festival is in a couple of weeks. Guess what's happening, y'all? Well, first of all, they're saying they don't have any money. So vendors are not getting paid. So you need lights, camera, action, all of that. They need people to come to this Essence Festival. That's not happening. Flights are not getting booked and tickets are not being bought. So for people who say the Black community has no financial power and that we can't move things, we just moved two big things in the last couple of weeks, the last couple of years, the Essence Festival, and now what we're doing with Asian hair stores and nail shops. Y'all, we do have power. Don't let anybody tell you that we don't have power. We do. Now, right now, know your history, Black people, because it's clear as a whole we are doomed. Yeah, I mean, if we do not know our Black history, I don't believe we're doomed. I'm not a doomsdayer. I'm not a dooms person. I am a child of God. I believe I'm blessed going in and blessed coming out. It doesn't matter what's going on in the world. I am blessed. But as a Black woman, I am very much aware of and alive to our world around us. But I don't live in a place because I know our history so well. See, if you knew your history, you would walk different. It wouldn't be no woe is me and I'm No, if you knew what our Black people did, y'all pick up Royal Black and Elite. Y'all, it's still on sale on Amazon before it goes off. Y'all, in August, I'm coming out with the second part of it called Everything Black. Come on, y'all. Everything Black. Y'all, Everything Black is snapshot. You name it, it's going to be in there. From slave ships to rebellions to the civil rights movement to Black people, royalty, elite Black people. I mean, it's all in there. Y'all, I'm so proud. This work is Everything Black. It's the most proud work that I've ever done in my life. And I'm going to keep pushing. I'm going to keep telling you all about it. I cannot wait for you to know. Preach, sister. Y'all, I'm just trying to tell y'all. We as a black community, we've got to be honest with one another. We almost got towed up behind that Carmelo Anthony one. Y'all come on, put it down below. Now stuff is coming out, you know. We're listening to this person and to that person, but we as a black community, we have to be responsible for ourselves and be able to have these conversations to be able to grow. So they're not paying their vendors. Nobody is really signing up to go, and they haven't canceled it yet or put out a statement yet. But we here kind of are seeing what is going on and what is happening. And it's because of you guys, you women, you men, everybody out there in the black culture who have said enough is enough. You're not going to erase you're not going to erase our history. You're not you're not going to erase who we are. Now somebody said you have McCanson, you down there talking reckless, and I don't have a moderator because I'm just here to really share my heart with you all, but I'm not spewing any fake information. The truth is the truth. We as black people have built so much in this country. We have, from no education, built houses, built businesses, built cities out of nothing. And I'm not going to let nobody tell me that that's fake. When it was my grandmother, my grandfather who did it. So if y'all could kick this Mike Hansen out, I don't even know how to kick him out, but he need to get up out of there because you know, people who are jealous of you and jealous of your accomplishments as a people, it is sad that they can't take it when we do well. And it's okay to do well. For my children, for your children, we've got to do well. Another thing they're upset about is the fact that we are moving economies. And that's exactly what we are doing. We have done it from the beginning of time. Do you know black hands helped build what is now called New York? Black hands helped do that. So for anybody to say we didn't help, not only mentally help build this country, but also physically help do it, is a lie. And I'm not going to play no games. I don't have to talk about anybody else's race and the accomplishments that they had than to uplift the things that we have done as a people. Why does it always have to be ugly and come from an ugly place? I'm not an ugly person, and I don't do ugly things to lift my story up. I don't have to talk about nobody to talk about simply who we are as a people and the fact that we are moving. And you're not going to come to our country, buy our magazines, and then retell the whole story as if black people in America didn't have anything to do with black people in America. So I love the fact that we are standing up for ourselves and speaking for ourselves. And so that's why I'm proud to see that the Essence Festival is failing. I am so glad to see that. Well, Tommy McDonald, some of your people on EBT, your grandmama and your daddy and your auntie, they may be on EBT. EBT is a government system that does not have a race on it. It's for all people who are struggling with their finances at their time, perhaps like your mama did or your daddy did. So that's what EBT is all about. It's not for a race. I understand that intelligent black people scare you sometimes, but this is a conversation that we're having here. We are having an intelligent conversation. And so that's why I'm glad about what we're talking about here. So you all, we have stopped the Essence Festival, though it may continue on. We have definitely put a dent in their money. So I'm very excited about that. Now I'm gonna learn how to do moderators, and I'm gonna learn how to get people in here to kick these ignorant people out and all that kind of stuff at some point. But you all let them know down below. Don't let them say things to Lady T and we don't say things back to them, to let them know. Again, EBT, public assistance, that's not a black thing. In fact, more white women are on it than anybody. And so I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about what we are doing here in our community. So I love what we're seeing. Continue up, keep it up, keep it up. So in the Asian community, you're going to have to respect us. All that following us through the store. And let me also say this, you all. If you own a hair store, put it down below. We want to know, we want to support everybody. Thank you. This message held for review. Thank you. Thank you all. Hold those ones. I don't want people talking ugly about us because it's not necessary. That's not what I'm here for. That's not what I'm here for. Let me tell you what I'm here for. Y'all look at these dolls back here. Because of you. You all supplied these dolls. Y'all gave to my Cash App Trenett, TreneTT, no E, Wilson, Cash App TrenettWilson. You all gave these so when I go to schools and I dress up in that time period and do workshops, I can bring these dolls with me and I can give them out. And I love that. Who people like, look at that, y'all. Maya Angelou. Y'all, because of you, I'm able to give these dolls out and I'm able to tell our story. That's why I'm saying I don't get upset about what people say or think about us. I know who we are. I know who we are. So if you want to give, y'all, look at this one. Ella Fitzgerald. She's the most expensive. Well, no, Katherine Johnson. She was the most expensive. Y'all look at this. I'm so proud to be able to go out because of you all. Where are you, Lady T? I'm in Texas. I'm in Texas. I'm in Texas. I'm so excited to be in Texas. Yes, yes, yes. Here we are. And look at this. Bessie Coleman. Bessie Coleman. As you all know, for the last 40 years, I have given my life to etiquette, to building communities, to teaching Black history. So that's what I have been doing all of these years. I have a governor's award. I'm a best-selling author on Amazon. And so my work speaks for itself. And I am proud of the work that we do for Black people. I'm not afraid to read comments. They're going by fast. You haven't paid anything, so I'm not going to read your comment, okay? Hanson Sound Petty. Yes, very good, very good. Hanson Sound Petty. So I hope that's a real place. So I see we have some little jokesters in there, but that's all right. I am blessed and you all are blessed. You all keep on boycotting those places. We are not no stepping fetches. We don't have to be. And the more you know about the positive things that we have been, where's the proof? I mean, wow. Y'all kick these people out, please. Thank you. Hold those review, especially from Michael Hansen 2425. Please hold that review. Hold him for review. Whoever's doing that, hold him. He out here clowning. And baby, you got the right one today. I don't have to explain nothing to nobody. I just want you all to know that when I'm behind the um the camera and I'm telling these wonderful stories, it's because it touches me and it encourages our community and it brings me honor to be able to go live. I don't go live often because I'm very, very busy, but thank you. I love you. Thank you so much. Real time 8595. Thank you so much. I love your channel. Here we keep it positive. Here we want to uplift our community and let you know about all the wonderful things that are going on in our community. So again, if you have a business, if you're doing something positive, would you put it down below? We want to know who you are. We want to hype you up. And if you're with the NAACP and you want to help get a directory together, then let's work together. Whatever resources we have to better our own economic situation, I'm for it. Now, the other wonderful thing is that as we look at the Essence Festival, what things can we now go to them and ask for? What are y'all thinking about that? Can we start a pool of money so that we can buy Essence back, so that it can be an FBA-owned magazine? What do you think about that? How many of you all want to do that? How many of you all want to do that? I think that it would be something, amazingly awesome. Someone talked about ownership of land. Also hold Tommy McDaniel. Hold Tommy McDaniel. Yeah, Tommy. Yeah. Hold him to he's ignorant as well. Yes. It's sad that people, instead of coming to hear about positive news, hear about what we're doing, and the changes we are making within our communities, you want to talk about people. Why don't you go to one of the channels who want to hear from you? We over here talking about positive stuff, about ways that we can own assets, about ways that we can own land and businesses. So this is what this channel is about. And we have a cloud of witnesses who have gone before us to be able to do that. Again, look at all these dolls. Look at all these. So, y'all, I'm excited. What I'm hoping is, Mattel, the next step would be men dolls, because men made a big and positive influence as well within our Black experience. So, what would I like to see? What would you like to see out of this boycott? I would like to see, again, us supporting local Black businesses doing great work. So if we come to you, that you won't overcharge us, that you won't keep us waiting too long, and all of that good stuff. Okay, so that's what we're hoping. We want to support Black businesses, right? And y'all, please, please, if you can, get Michael off of there. Michael Hansen 2425. Again, thank you all for supporting our dolls. Thank you all for giving these collector items to girls. Catherine Johnson, Maya Angelou, Betsy Coleman, all of these people, you all, because of you, we're able to go out and give these dolls and give these girls a memory. And not only that, a collector's item that in 20 or 30 years, they can go cash that in and get some money. See, other races, that's what they do. They do art. We're talking about land. We're talking about businesses. But what about some art, right? What about some things that they can trade in for money one day? So this is why it's important that we stand up to these other industries that's coming in our communities and making all the money. All the money. And I'm talking, it's not just Asians. If you go into a 7-Eleven, who owns 7-Eleven? Who owns 7-Elevens in your community? Who owns all the Medicare and Medicaid stuff, the medical stuff? It is not FBAs. So I think it's time for us to stand back up. What we're doing, y'all, our ancestors taught us what we need to do and how we need to do it. Thank you. True, yes. So true. Absolutely. We need to stand up. It was us who built this country. It's been us. And so as we build, and you have to, I wish y'all, anybody, please get rid of Michael there. Thank you so much. He is trying to rain on a wonderful parade, but what he doesn't understand is we brought our umbrella, baby. We already have our umbrella. So we are pleased and happy to see what our Black community is doing. So now that we are boycotting these things, how can we, again, build, support the Black people in your community, support Royal Black and Elite. When Everything Black comes out, support that in August. That's going to be a book as well. Y'all support, learn about our Black history so people can quit telling us who we are and we can demonstrate who we are. All right. So that's all I wanted to do. I wanted to come by really quickly, you all, and share with you all what's happening with the boycotts that's been going around. Y'all, Target been a little iffy. Some people still shopping at Target, some people are not. And then there's some question about leadership. Who's leading these boycotts? What is our end game? So in other words, if we're boycotting a thing, usually when we look at the civil rights movement and we look at all the civil rights acts and all those things that came out during that time period, well, all that time, during that time, they had some demands, right? They had some demands: stop segregation, make contracts available for Black businesses as well. So there were some demands there for us to shop at your establishment. Well, for a long time, we've been letting Asians have nail shops and hair shops and not give to any of our organizations in our Black communities. So I think in order to break this boycott, that has to be something that we have to talk about. Would you agree? Would you agree? I think that's something we need to talk about. When we look at other people who say, for instance, who own these 7-Elevens, them too, they have to be able to give something to our community in some way, because we give to them every day by going in there and buying gas and soda water and candy bars and everything that people buy in those stores. by getting our nails done. So I think that too many times we see a black face who is a candidate, but we don't ask the right questions. We talking about Donald Trump. I don't care what Donald Trump do. He has 2 more years to be in office. He's already a lame duck. What are those people going to do after him? For us, on our side, the Democrats, they always fighting and arguing about something, but they're not fighting and arguing for us. But they use us, the mass, didn't I just say that? The mass to get us out and vote, but we don't have anything to show for it. So I think when we're talking to these candidates this time, these are the kind of questions we're going to ask. If you have a business moving into your community, in what ways are they going to support that community? That is what's going to be important. And I believe that's what we have to fight for as a community. The time is now. Yeah, we have made, oh yes, that's for 44 Roddy. Yes, 44 Roddy. We have made everybody else rich. Oh, everybody rich. You can't go in anywhere, any of these places and see us, FBAs. The only thing we might own is a soul food restaurant, and you put it down below in your community. And it's gonna be in a raggedy building in the bad part of town and questionable cleanliness. Okay, let's just be honest. Or a chicken shack. Those are the two places that they will fund us to have. Meanwhile, they're giving millions to people who are not even from our country in order to start these businesses and enrich themselves on our communities. And so until we start talking up and stop allowing people to use us as the front facing of all of these issues, but yet we are the last one to get anything, we're going to keep on losing. I think it's 2026 is the year for winning. 2026 is the year for winning. We started with these boycotts. Now, let's galvanize y'all, our power, and make it really count. Make it really count by holding these people who are asking for our vote for something real and tangible. Real and tangible. And not only that, y'all who are in power, you all stop using our community. Do what you said you're going to do. Be who you say you're going to be. And when you're able to do that, then our community can do so much better for it. Virginia, Michelin, 3200. Girl, you better preach. Yes, y'all, I am just trying to just be very honest about what's going on in our community. And we can't talk about this, you all, and everybody else is talking about it. No, we can talk about it too. So I give a shout out to everybody who's down there putting their comments, putting their businesses, putting their organization, and anything positive that's going down below, y'all, because we need some positivity right now and some unity right now. And so when we're looking at our local candidates, first of all, they treated Black people in generally so bad that that basically they lost a lot of their power in Congress. So now they're saying, oh, we're this is a primarily Black community, and you will not have Black representation. Now tell me down below, is that important? Is that important? For me, what's important is you doing what's right by me and my family and my community. That's it. That's it. That's it, and that's all. And so that's what I think that we should be pushing forward when we're talking to these candidates. I don't want to hear about no opening no borders or changing boys to girls and girls to boys. That is not what our issue is. Our issue is crime and economics. This is what is going on. Yes. And it's parent company. Thank you very much. They put down the information. Thank you. The information down below. Inner filing, Essence Ventures, and its parent company, Technology. Explained that she was hired as CEO Ventures in 2020. Then we're talking about the woman who ran Essence and who really was the front-facing person who did all the changes for the Essence Festival. Now, allegedly, y'all, all of this is alleged, of course, but they are saying vendors have not been paid from last year and are not being paid from this year. A lot of the sponsors backed out because the attendance is not there. Black people are standing up. And I think it's very important that they do. Now, some people feel she was responsible. Some people feel she wasn't responsible. Y'all, these things are planned a couple of years in advance. So I'm sure they didn't just start planning the festival overnight. These changes were already in place. So these changes that are happening that you saw in essence last year, these things were happening behind the scenes. This was the vision. And part of it is trying to bring the African diaspora and the American Black diaspora together. And we are trying to come together. That's what some would say that was the reason for the change. I would believe that if American Blacks were on the planning committee and we saw that representation there. But more than that, New Orleans in the building. New Orleans representation needed to be there. That was the most important thing. Vendors have been making their whole year's salary, their annual salary on these events. And so because of this, you dug into people's finances, allegedly. So these things are important to know. When a company takes over something, it takes over an event, especially of that size, the money changes and things are different. And they saw that things were different last year. So I will keep you updated on the boycott. Y'all keep it up. Keep holding your money. Stop frequenting these places that disrespect us on an ongoing basis, and stop supporting politicians who are doing the same thing. Let's hold these people accountable. Now, I'm going to keep going live on Sundays about this time, and we're just going to have our little chat and discussion. I'm going to have some moderators next time so we can kick these bad people out. But you know what? This is my first time. We're really the second time that I've been able to do this. So I'm very excited that you all took some time out on this wonderful Father's Day. I've been married more than 30 years, and we celebrated my husband, and I'm so grateful and thankful to him, and all of my son-in-laws and my son. I'm so proud of my son. Was on the news. He is a chief, and he rescued someone. So I'm very proud of him rescuing someone. We're about positivity over here. Yeah, we're about positivity over here. That's what we're about. And we are not going to allow anybody to tell us that there is no beautiful history in our lives, because it is. It is in my own family, in your own family. And so that's why I love Royal Black and Elite, because I can lift us up. And I don't have any art against any man of any other race. I love everybody. If you like it, I love it. It don't bother me. Okay? I mean, it doesn't matter to me at all. I have different race of people in my family. So that's not what time I'm on. What time I'm on is I'm tired of walking and turning on TikTok and YouTube and anything, and us always looking bad, and us always being the butt of everybody's joke. That's all. That's all. That's it. And that's all. And so because of that, because I want us to see and be better and be seen better, is why I do what I do. So I thank you all for joining me for another great episode of Royal Black and Elite. Now, tomorrow I'm going to put up Step and Fetch It. Wait till you see his story. He's a hot mess. But in the meantime, I'll put some other ones down below. You all put your comments down below. How can we galvanize? How can we bring our money together? And why are these? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Y'all see what they doing, but let them know. But let them know. But you still on live, Delgado. Why? Yeah, Edward Edward Jacks. Thank you very much. I love the fact that you all are protecting Lady Trinette in this situation from those people. I don't know how to do the moderator thing. You know, my heart is pure, y'all. I just like to come and talk about us and talk about my dog and talk about the Royal Black and Elite and what we've done and what we are doing. That's what I'm about. And I want to thank you all, ladies and gentlemen, for tuning in and for protecting me down below. I don't know how to do all that moderator stuff. All I wanted to tell you is that I'm proud of you men and women who have been standing up for our people and who have stopped these people from, talking to us and treating us like we nothing but yet want our money. That's like having a man taking his money but won't cook his dinner. Where they do that at? And again, I've been married over 30 years. I treat my husband like the king that he is in my home. And that's the way that all wives should treat their husbands. But that's also how businesses should treat us as customers who are coming in there and purchasing and buying from you. So I really do appreciate you all. Thank you all so much. Keep it going. Keep it going. Put down your organization, you all, and I'll see you all next Sunday at the same time. Have a wonderful Father's Day.